and a warm welcome to Mlc Tv News Hour. I am Fatima Yakub. The news headlines: U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. Governor Yahaya Bello commends Buhari over award of IDAH-NSUKKA road project. Bandits in KATSINA use walkie-talkies to communicate each other. And Kenya and AU push for peace in Ethiopia. Now, the news in detail. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday and discussed domestic and regional security and West Africa's democratic backsliding, including Abuja's handling of anti-police brutality protests last year. Blinken said during a joint news conference with Nigerian Foreign Minister Geoffrey Onyema that depending on the conclusion of the report, authorities should hold accountable any of those responsible for human rights abuse and do that again in the full transparency. U.S. President Joe Biden's administration has repeatedly said advocating for human rights and working to improve democracies around the world is at the heart of its foreign policy, even though critics have said promoting human rights often take a backseat to preserving national security priorities. Buhari, in the first official government comment on the substance of Deming report, told Blinken that his administration would take a lead from state governments which commissioned the report. The U.S. State Department said Blinken and Buhari discussed Nigeria's security challenges and noted the importance of reinforcing the democratic principles of a free press and digital freedom, peaceful protest and dissent, as well as respect for human rights. Blinken's three-nation Africa trip started in Kenya, where he reiterated calls for an unconditional ceasefire in the Ethiopian conflict and appealed for a return to civilian democracy in Sudan after last month's coup. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for awarding contract for the construction of IDAH-NSUKKA road project linking Kogi and Enugu State. The Federal Executive Council (FEC) had at its meeting on Wednesday approved the appointment of consultants to supervise the ongoing construction of the Bodo-Boni Highway in Rivers State, as well as the construction of IDAH-NSUKKA road linking Kogi and Enugu states, putting the cost of both projects at 27.067 billion naira. The Minister of Works, Babatunde Fashola, announced while briefing journalists at the end of the FEC meeting in Abuja. Governor Bello, while reacting to the approval on Thursday, lauded President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, for awarding such a massive road project which traverses the state to Enugu. He said besides opening up business and economic activities of the state, it will also provide job opportunities for youth of the state who could be engaged in the construction work. He also called on the Federal Ministry of Works to expedite action to ensure quick completion of federal roads that have been awarded in the state. The APC-led federal government has been commended for approving the contract for the construction of IDAH-NSUKKA road. Recall that the federal government recently approved contracts worth a total sum of 27.4 billion naira for projects in the works and housing and the Federal Capital Territory ministries. The IDAH-NSUKKA road was part of the road captured by the estimate for the Works and Housing Ministry. Speaking with journalists, the member representing Igalamela-Odolu constituency in Kogi State House of Assembly, Cosmas Atabo, expressed happiness that the IDAH-NSUKKA road passes through Igalamela-Odolu through the Obobo-Oforachi 1, Ofejiji-Oforachi 2, Egbada, Odolu, Ola to Nsukka axis. Atabo was full of praise for President Muhammadu Buhari and for Governor Yahaya Bello for making the dream of the people of Igalamela-Odolu State constituency come true, saying the award is a beautiful gift to end 2021. The lawmaker, who described the economic importance of the road to his constituency and the state as unquantifiable, said when constructed and finished, the road will help improve on the socio-economic development of the area, among several other benefits. Katsina State Government on Thursday said that bandits operating in the state now make use of radio frequency walkie-talkie transceivers for communication among themselves. This was just as the government said that between July and October, the bandits killed 213 victims in 153 operations in different parts of the state. Secretary to the state government, Inua Mohammed, made this known at a press briefing to give an update on the government security containment order issued by Governor Aminu Masari 2 months ago to tackle security challenges in the state. He, however, said the government's containment order of September had drastically reduced banditry and related crimes. According to him, in an effort to bring the criminals to justice, 480 suspects were arrested between March and September. 42 are under investigation and 216 facing prosecution. Inua added that from September till date, on the other hand, 244 suspects were arrested, 33 under investigation and 80 facing prosecution. Indications emerged on Thursday to the effect that planned strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities may no longer hold following the intervention of the House of Representatives Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila. At a meeting held at the Speaker's office, it was resolved that 30 billion naira revitalization fund be released to the universities within the next 1 week, while 22.1 billion naira and academic allowances are to be paid also within the next 1 week. The meeting was attended by members of the national leadership of ASU, comprising mainly past presidents of the union led by its president Victor Emmanuel Osodeke, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed, Minister of State for Education Emeka Nwajuba, Chairman of the House Committee on Tertiary Education Aminu Suleiman, and his basic education counterpart Professor Julius Ihombar. Besides the statutory responsibilities of safeguarding the internal security of the nation as well checking external aggression, the Nigerian Army has also boosted the educational sector of Kogi State. This they did by renovating blocks of classrooms, examination hall and administrative blocks of the Government Day Secondary School Okenya in Igalamela, Odolu local government areas of the state. In addition, the security institution also donated desks, exercise books, and writing materials for over 95 students of the school and offered free medical services for vulnerable residents of Okenya community and its environ. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony at Okenya, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, said the Nigerian Army had over the years taken deliberate steps to give back to the society and cooperation it had received by way of social corporate responsibility. Represented by the Commander Headquarters, Command Army Records, Lokoja, Major General Ope Williams Ali Dikoa said he had ensured that the Army pay very close attention to the non-kinetic aspect of their military operations. The Army boss assured that Nigerian Army, in conjunction with other security agencies, would leave no stone unturned in curbing the criminal activities and ensure the general security of Nigerians. He appealed to the communities to see the project as a symbol of friendship between the Nigerian Army and their communities. The National Information Technology Development Agency has trained the staff of the National Traditional Council for Traditional Rulers in Nigeria on capacity building program on e-government. A statement on Thursday by the NIGERIAN head of media unit, Hadiza Umar, disclosed that the Director General of the agency, Kashifu Inua, said that the exercise is to ensure the implantation of e-governance to the NTCRN staff. Inua, who was represented by the Director, Information Technology and Infrastructure Solutions of the agency, Usman Gambo Abdullahi, noted that the training was aimed at ensuring application of technology in running government businesses, especially in the post-COVID-19 era. According to him, engaging the staff of traditional institutions on e-governance would make a great impact on the move to ensure digital Nigeria, while highlighting the national digital economy, policy and strategy policies components. The DG explained that the NITDA has a strategic roadmap which it has been implementing. He added that in line with the National E-Government Master Plan for the country, a strategy to have an institutional framework was designed to implement the NDEPS. He said the participants during the training will be exposed to understanding how virtual platforms works and how to create teams and channels, as well as how to set up video conferencing, among others. Inua also hinted that the training will save participants from the vulnerabilities of online platforms. Nigeria needs to maximize the potential in agriculture to create wealth as part of efforts to diversify the economy to ensure increased and overall development. Speaking during the 5-day training program in Ilorin, the Executive Director, Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute, Olufemi Oladuni, made the remark in Ilorin during a training of 45 agricultural officials by the institute. He was, however, represented by the head of Finance Department of the Institute, Moses Ibitoye. At the occasion, reports gathered that the officials drawn across ministries, departments, and agencies under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development were trained on management of agricultural commodity, value chain for agribusiness. The anti-boss expressed optimism that the training would bring positive change in the life of the trainees. Also speaking, one of the consultant trainers, Professor Okunlola Olani, stressed the need for government to transform the agricultural sector. The state, Israel, has called for Nigeria to maximize the availability of opportunities of collaboration between both countries. The call was made on Thursday in Abuja at the annual general meeting of the Nigerian-Israel Business Forum, NIBF. The head of the Israeli Trade and Economic Mission to West Africa, Ayelet Levin-Karp, on Zoom from Ghana, referred to Israel as a startup nation that has passed through many changes to get to where it is today. You're still watching MLC TV News. More stories to come after the break.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has elected Ashish Pandey, the Managing Director of Crown Floor Mill Limited, a subsidiary of Olam International, into its National Council. The new role underscores Pandey's strategic participation in helping to solve the national food security challenge, his contributions to food fortification and economic empowering initiatives for women. Pandey's impactful socio-economic contributions atop the management of CFM have contributed immensely to the growing availability of healthy and affordable packaged foods such as the Mama Gold flour for bakers, Mama Gold semolina and Supreme semolina, Crown Premium Paster, among others, which are highly fortified with essential minerals such as vitamins, iron, and zinc for household consumption. Established in 1971, MAN is an industry group for the private sector which is tasked with the responsibility to formulate and articulate policy directions that would be complementary to government's policy formulation efforts. Its main objective is to create a climate of opinion in Nigeria in which manufacturers can operate efficiently and for the benefit of all. As the voice of its member, MAN was established to promote and protect manufacturers' collective interests. Speaking about his election into the MAN Council, Pandey said, "The unanimous elections speak to the immense contributions of the entire team at Crown Floor Mill. While he is honored to be elected to such an important industry council, the team and himself are also encouraged to continue to foster the growth of the food and agribusiness industry." The Federal Road Safety Corps, Kogi State Sector Command, in commemoration of 2021 edition of African Road Safety Day and World Day of Remembrance of Road Traffic Victims, has called on motorists to embrace speed limit as stipulated by law to promote continuous reduction in road traffic crashes on the highways. The sector commander of Kogi State, Solomon Agure, who made the call while briefing journalists in Lokoja, said that the World Day Remembrance of RTC victim is usually commemorated annually on the third week of the month of November, and the command has joined the others across the globe to mark this year's edition from 15th to 21st of November 2021. The sector commander made reference to the theme of the event for 2021, which says "Act for Low Speeds, Act for Low Speed Streets," with the slogan "Remember, Support, Act," and reminded all on the need to continuously support the 30 km/h speed limits, which was recently recommended by World Health Organization for vehicles at cities, towns, and villages as a way of clamping down on speed-related crashes in the build-up areas. The sector commander further said that compliance to the above recommendations by all categories of vehicles cannot be overemphasized in the sense that most of the road traffic deaths being recorded are in the build-up areas and among the vulnerable road users, which include pedestrians, cyclists, and riders of motorized 2- and 3-wheelers and their passengers as a result of improper speed management. He enjoined members of the public to support the goal of the corps in minimizing the risk of deaths in road traffic and her determination in ensuring that all enjoy quality road experience. On Sunday, November 14, 2021, Bolu Obahopo came to you pleading for help. He sought assistance for his wife, who needed a total of 3,580,000 naira for surgery following an accident she was involved in 10 days earlier. And he responded within 72 hours. The money was completed. Wow, he said he was glad to announce that the surgery was successful and she's out of ICU already. Here is a big thanks to you all. For those who shared the messages on Facebook or other platforms, we say thank you, from the widow's mite of 500 naira to the highest donation of 2.5 million naira from the Executive Governor of Kogi State, YAHAYA BELLO. We take none of the contributions for granted. You all made it happen. He had made collation of over 120 names of persons, groups set aside who call in and does not want to be mentioned, who contributed in spite of the economic reality in the country. He said, may he add that many of those names are unknown to him and may not even meet them in life, yet they denoted, indeed, ethnic and religion lines couldn't compare to the true spirit of humanity that was displayed. For those who prayed, he felt your prayers. It works ahead in many ways, and please don't stop praying, as in a couple of days, the physiotherapy will commence, and that is the point where we are trusting God that she will regain her leg again. Details are beginning to unfold regarding the circumstances that led to the death of Timothy Oludare Adegoke, an MBA student at the Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, Ile-Ife, Osun State. Adegoke, who was declared missing on November 7th by his family and friends, was found dead by the Osun State Police Command on November 15th. The police did not disclose how or where his corpse was found. The father of 3, who resided in Abuja with his family, had reportedly traveled to Ife on November 5th to sit for OAU's examination at a distance learning center in Moro, Osun State. It was learned that Adegoke had checked in at the Hilton Hotels and Resorts owned by Ramon Adegoke Adedoyin, a popular businessman and founder of the Oduduwa University. Preliminary police investigations into the OAU student's death led to the arrest of Adedoyin and the receptionist at the hotel on Wednesday. According to the account, the receptionist, who was said to have initially denied lodging Adegoke, recanted after a bank alert on her phone showed that the deceased credited her account for his hotel booking. Now, on our foreign news, Taiwan has opened a de facto embassy in Lithuania in a diplomatic breakthrough for the self-ruled democratic island that China, which described the move as egregious, claims as its own territory. Taipei announced on Thursday it had formally opened the office in the Baltic state, its first in Europe in 18 years. In defiance of a pressure campaign from Beijing, Taiwan's foreign ministry said the opening of the Taiwan representative office in Lithuania would cater a new and promising course for joint ties, noting that the huge potential for cooperation, particularly in technology. In August, China demanded Lithuania withdraw its ambassador to Beijing and said it will recall China's envoy in Vilnius after Taiwan announced the name for the office. Its outposts elsewhere in the world are usually called Taipei Economic and Cultural Offices, with the China chafing at any use of the word Taiwan. For fear it lends a sense of legitimacy to the island, China responded angrily to Thursday's opening and threatened unspecific consequences. China has put increasing pressure on other countries to limit cooperation with Taiwan since President Tsai Ing-wen was first elected in 2016, and only 15 countries now have formal diplomatic ties with the island. Taiwan's new office will be headed by Eric Huang, who is currently Taipei's chief of mission in neighboring Latvia. When fighting between the Ethiopian government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front began just a year ago in what the government called police action, few observers would have envisaged it culminating in Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed urging all citizens to arm themselves and defend the capital. Addis Ababa, a state of emergency is now in place with neither side ready to negotiate. Africa's leaders may be the last bulwark preventing an even broader and more brutal civil war. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta visited Abiy to push for an end to the conflict. In the meantime, the African Union, AU, has intensified its diplomacy. The AU Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, said he was optimistic that a peaceful resolution of the conflict can be secured, but an immediate ceasefire is needed for dialogue to begin. Obasanjo's words came as the United States imposed sanctions on Eritrea's military and its ruling political party on Friday, accusing them of contributing to the conflict. Washington has already tried a punitive approach, sanctioning Eritrea's defense force and its head of national security while threatening to remove Ethiopia, the continent's second most populous nation, from its preferential trade program, the African Growth and Opportunity Act. Yet sanctions and threats have failed to trigger any progress, despite warnings of harsh economic measures. Ethiopian authorities allegedly round up ethnically Tigrayan residents last week and detained at least 16 Tigrayan United Nations employees and dependents in crackdowns on suspected TPLF supporters. The Ethiopian government set out terms for negotiating a ceasefire on Thursday, insisting the TPLF recognize Abiy's government legitimacy. Pulling out of Amhara and Afar before talks begin is an absolute non-starter, as Adisu Lashitu argued this week in FP. Both parties could start by recognizing the legitimacy of each other's regional and national elections. The balance of power on the battlefield has shifted back and forth as the fighting has intensified. Once in control of the Tigrayan capital, Mekele, Ethiopian federal forces were pushed south as the TPLF advances in recent. Now we go over to Jonah Malik on Sports Update.
Welcome to Sports Update. The Football League resumes after the international break. In England, Arsenal travels down to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp's side have a defending problem, and this is an opportunity for Arsenal to capitalize on, having won their last 4 league matches and keeping 3 clean sheets. And yet, Anfield is a daunting place to go for Arsenal. The last one there in September 2012, they lost 3-1 there the last 2 seasons. While Liverpool kick off against Arsenal, Steven Gerrard will be completing the first post-match duties of his career as a Premier League manager. It's a day of managerial bows in the Premier League, with Eddie Howe welcoming Brentford to Newcastle, while Gerrard's Villa predecessor, Dan Smith, takes charge as Norwich face Southampton. Gerrard in the Premier League feels like the biggest deal, and he takes on Graham Potter's still a flavour of the month despite not winning since September. Can Gerrard, new manager, bounce Villa back? They need it, having lost their previous 5 league matches. In La Liga, another new manager, another playing legend, Xavi, got to manage his former club Barcelona. The question is, can Xavi be another Pep Guardiola? It seems unlikely, and Espanyol, mid-table and level on point with hated rivals Barca, might fancy a historic history. The last one, the Catalan derby at the new camp in February 2009 when Guardiola was in charge. And Serie A, the defending champions Inter Milan takes on the current league leaders Napoli, and the former need a win to put themselves into the title reckoning. Inter have struggled in the bigger fixtures this year, having lost to Lazio and drawn with Atlanta. Napoli's golden thread is carried by Lorenzo Insigne and Victor Osimhen. The informed Nigeria are available for the league leaders. And in Bundesliga, Erling Haaland, who may not be back before the German football's winter break commences, is much missed by Dortmund, having been beaten heavily by Ajax in the Champions League and then lost to RB Leipzig after a slump and an international break. Another season of inconsistency seems likely to deny Dortmund a credible title challenge, even in a season of transition for Bayern Munich. Stuttgart, however, having won just 1 game since August, appear to be ideal opposition this weekend. That's Sports Update on Mlc TV. I am Malik Jonah.
Thanks, Jonah, for the update on sport. It was a colorful atmosphere, spiced with dance and melodious songs, as Tayo Balagbobo took Winifred as his wife. The officiating ministers, Reverend Edmond Atebi, and a host of others praised for the well-being of the new couples and their new home. They charged them to be closer to each other in prayers and at all seasons trust one another. The couples tied their knot at the Crowder Memorial Anglican Church, Lokoja, Kogi State. Our reporter, Faith Abdugafar, has more.
The Crowder Memorial Anglican Church, Lokoja, Kogi State, on the 9th October 2021, was occupied with members, dignitaries, federal and state government functionaries, including the management and staff of the State Polytechnic, Lokoja, to witness the Islamization of the holy matrimony of Tayo and Winifred.
It is a thing of joy that your ward be getting married in your presence. And I pray this should be the portion of all of us. My dear friend and brother, Dr. Buke and wife, and other distinguished members who are here today. This today, like the assignment given to me is just like an ambush. I did not make it to the church, but I'm here to eat rice. I believe that food will not depart this family.
The couples, after the conjugal vow, was the signing of the certificates. Officiating ministers took turns to speak to them on how they should manage their home as husband and wife.
Dream to be a reality. Of our bishop, I present this certificate is original. It was not produced in post office. It is from the Federal Ministry of Internal Affairs. It has the logo of Nigeria. It doesn't even have logo of Crown. There are some certificates. It's post office, they print them and can share. So, stretch forth your hand in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Let the church say, amen. Celebrate Jesus, the King of Kings and the Lord of God. That is one of the World Cup.
Prayers were rendered and thanksgiving offering and dance followed in an orderly and colorful manner. The couples took procession into the reception at the Emmanuel Anglican Church. The entrance of the couples sent an area of glamour to the audience as the groomsmen and unique ladies in their colorful dresses took the eyes of the reception that captivated the attention of families, well-wishers and friends to join them in dancing and singing. It was an atmosphere to behold. The newly wedded Tayo and Winifred followed with exciting steps into the hall. They danced and sang special songs to one another. As many could say, love and understanding formed the beginning of every happy home. The couple spoke about themselves.
Marriage is very important because in the world today where we have a lot of broken marriages, this is the importance of things shows that we still have God-fearing marriages done in the right way. So it's very important.
It's actually going to be a memorable day. After today, we'll refer back to this day about as in the day we got married.
Friends are not left out. They pour out their wishes and motivational words to inspire the newly wedded.
I first met her while I was a youth corps member in this town. That was 2005. We were in family house and this little young guy came helping us to play keyboard. I was like, who is this? So I picked so much interest in him. The advice is very simple. It's just that there is nothing you can do by yourself all alone. first of all seek the face of God. How do you seek face of God? A lot of people will be thinking that, okay, when you went to get married, you have to go and be praying from pastor to a pastor. No, it's about you first. Being a total man in God's word. You know, if you want to marry a queen, you have to be a king. If you want to marry a king, you also have to be a queen.
Today I just want to pray for the couple that God will bless the marriage with fruits, twins, boys and girls, and they will enjoy the fruits of marriage, because ideally marriage is not something that is easy, but for them, being Christians, God will continue to help them to unite their family and be together.
Parents of Tayo and Winifred also spoke.
Anthony is father, so I'm happy to be parents. The Baker injunction is being fulfilled in their lives. Just pray for wisdom, pray for prosperity for them in Jesus' name.
My Lord God, I should be happy because that is what God said. They should live and go. And I would have said, I wish to stand by my side. But because my law, you must go to the husband.
Marriage is ordained by God and confirmed in the Bible that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor in the sight of God.
Digital marriages don't last. They live with regrets. Please and please, any friend you know is talking of those issues, run away from them so that they will not pollute you. The same way marriages of the older generation were and they love themselves, the same thing what is expected from you today.
From the entire crew of Mlc TV, we wish Tayo and Winifred a happy and prosperous home. Faith Abdugafar reporting for Mlc TV.
Over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for more updates on entertainment.
On entertainment news today, a reporter reunion is officially in the works. According to reports, the cast of the film fantasy franchise are set to be reunited for an HBO Max special titled Return to Hogwarts. Confirming the report, the streaming platform announced that the fans will be invited on a magical first-person journey through one of the most beloved film franchises of all time. The streamer also released a teaser on the 20th anniversary of the release of the first film on November 16, 2001. Return to Hogwarts will see Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson join the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone director, Chris Columbus, to discuss the film and explore their creation in depth. The special, which premieres January 1st, 2020, will also feature interviews, cast conversation, and share behind-the-scenes looks at the making of the franchise. While it is unclear if J.K. Rowling will make an appearance on the show, cast member Helena Bonham, Carter Robin Creighton, and Ralph Fiennes reportedly joined the reunion. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV.
Thanks, Matthias, for the update. That is today's news package. Do join us tomorrow via the same platform. For your event coverage for news, sponsorship, and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen, or visit any of our social media handles to drop your comment for us. Like our Facebook page, Mlc TV, Instagram, Mlc TV 2021. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV. I am Fatima Yakub. Thanks for staying with us.